chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the Straight Chillin' Crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another factory episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 565, recorded on Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Tonight, we're talking about the first You Picked the Flick of the new year. That movie is Flesh for Frankenstein from 1973. This one was chosen by ya boy, Luke. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got shaboy Randy.
Oh, you're a monster! What the hell is wrong with you?
What's going on, baby? You ready to talk about some fucking fleshy-ass monsters?
So fleshy and so ass monster.
Lots of ass and lots of
monsters.
monster. Not always the same.
Yeah, sometimes the same, though.
Sometimes. There's some crossover. It's a Venn diagram of ass and monster.
Speaking of ass monsters, last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got your boy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy Frankenstein's. Got nothing really going for this mood, boys.
Got nothing going at all.
Not really giving me much to work with.
Frank and Mang stangs. Stangs?
Yeah, we're just going to power through, boys. We're just going to power through.
They call me the Stangs Mangs.
Stangs, mangs. Frankenstein's, mangs.
Yeah, see, it's gold, Jerry. It's gold.
We're ripping here, baby. We're on
This is
fire.
Jesus Christ. This is
Have you heard of our podcast?
This is reaching new levels of dissonance.
We're giving you what you love.
It's what
we know only the true Hard With Us fans are listening to this episode, so
Like,
we're pulling
in
out
the future-
all the old jokes, baby.
All the old jokes, which are like bleep, bloop, blarp, blah, blah, blah. It's whatever we fucking say is just an old joke.
And you love it.
And
computer
you love
noises. Remember when we used to say computer noises? all the time?
Yeah,
that?
that was our thing, man.
It was. This is what Luke paid for. This is Luke's fault. Blame Luke entirely.
Oh, I do.
Before we get fleshy with Frankenstein, let's tackle a little bit of housekeeping real quick. So, in case you're wondering, the winner of the February poll was indeed Freddy's Dead.
What?
Oh my
God. Who could have seen that coming?
I know. The final nightmare. Freddy's Dead. That does mean, of course, we have a brand new poll currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this March. The theme for March. We just got some A24
What's the theme,
flicks.
Bob? Tell me the theme.
We got 3 A24 flicks for you. We're classing it up a bit in the month of March.
Oof.
We're elevated podcasting these days.
We're getting classy.
We're A24aging for gold.
Randy, wow.
Mm.
But what are those movies,
That was impressive.
Bob?
I don't know.
Oh, Bob. Yeah. Well, no, that's not what I say. You say the movies, and then I say what are the numbers? Like,
No,
what are you
that's that
talking-
famous.
What do we
famous
do?
Soju line. Hey, Bob,
What are
what
those
movies you picked
movies,
this
Bob?
week? Hey, guy.
I've never said that.
Oh, you say that all the time.
Somebody
Not
ask
mine.
a question. The movies, the numbers, I don't
Justin's
know.
always going on and on about like, hey, man, what are these movies you're always
gotta
talking
tell
about?
me.
Are they explicit? I love pornographic
I know my
films.
beats, okay? I
Hey.
just go into auto mode. Okay,
I don't
that
even-
is not my beat.
I am not here right now.
Not quite my tempo.
One more time. Those
Do
three
it again, Bob.
movies.
Do it again. Let's roll it back.
Those 3 movies are Enemy, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and Under the Skin.
Bob, how those numbers looking? See, that's my beat.
Man.
What? You've never said that before in your life.
I've never heard that ever before.
Yeah, I've got this certain
Bob, who
cadence
is
I
that?
kind of like to work with, you know?
Mhm. I know.
Cadence? I used to work with a Caden.
The numbers.
did.
Sometimes.
The numbers are Enemy last place, 12% of the vote. Second place, Under the Skin, 41% of the vote. And in first place, The Killing of a Sacred Deer with 47% of the vote.
Okay, tighter race this time at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Pretty
got
tight.
some
A little
competition.
going. I picked
Tish.
Enemy, and I don't know anything about it. So I'm like,
Randy,
a little bit curious.
this is supposed to be anonymous.
is it?
Everyone hates me, so they would swing against my vote if they
Everyone
knew what I paid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Donald, for all the persecution you face.
Well,
So
no.
yeah, it's Skin versus Sacred Deers. Cast your vote, and we'll see what we're
All
talking
right.
about.
Do you
this
want
March.
deers or skin?
I want
It's up
deer
to you.
skin. Can we just watch that again?
Or deerskin outfit, you know?
Yeah. It's a
Let's
great
just review
style.
deerskin again.
It's a good ass movie. In other
like-
Patreon news, we just dropped a mini cast last Friday, and that's Shaboy Justin talking about a Netflix joint called Dead Talent Society. Society.
We live in a
In
society.
A society. That's
I've never
available
heard that
for
before in
your
my life.
ear holes right now. Next up, dropping Friday, February 13th. You got Shaboy Bob talking about
oof.
a new movie called Send Help.
Oof. All right. Glad that's unlocked. It's like, uh-oh, what's coming up next?
Cutting it close. Yeah, the new
Iron
Sam Raimi joint.
Lung.
New Sam Raimi
Maybe.
joint in theaters right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay.
Check it out and tune in for my thoughts on that film dropping Friday the 13th.
Whoa.
First one of the year. We got 3 this year.
3 this year.
3, yeah.
Uh-oh. They're devaluing themselves. They're not even that
they
special
have the
anymore.
choice to
Much like the
land
Friday
wherever
the
they
13th
want.
franchise, there's just too many.
Lies and slander. That's all we got happening with Patreon. Do you guys have anything you need to plug?
Oh, I'm all set over here. Soju.
I think my house is clean.
All right, Bob, I'm counting yours as clean. Here we go.
Squeaky.
His house is clean.
My house is actually filthy. It's crazy. It's insane.
Well,
Okay.
it's cluttered, that's for sure.
No.
I mean, there's a real hoarding situation for sure. Like, we can agree on that much.
I've been seeing all your orders come through the website, through the email,
Through the
Bob.
something.
Yeah, they're coming through straight.
You
chilling
think those
now,
are
I know.
all of the orders?
Oh, I know they're not.
Only the ones that
I
I
don't think
fuck
so.
up. Let's get into the main event. We're talking about Flesh for Frankenstein, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I noticed you didn't have this box. What's up with that?
I don't have it. I don't want it. I don't need it.
What, Bob? There's an empty spot on that shelf I see over
there's
there.
not.
This shit.
Right on the pornography section.
Bob, I was listening to an older episode a couple days ago, and we were asking you had the blues spilled out yet out of the Blu-ray.
Where did Bob go wrong? Worrying his friends, sifting way too long through those Blu-ray bins, and it gets worse. He'll have no jet ski, wasting all his dough on those DVDs.
Playing the hits.
We got all the jokes you know and love. Bob, have the blues started to spill out of the blue room yet?
No.
Update. This is a quick update.
No, they're still contained within one single room.
Okay, those shelves are packed to the brim, though. I can see that.
Don't you look too closely there.
I can see it, baby.
Face will melt off.
I don't see a
like Indiana
empty
Jones.
slot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so this, you can buy this if you want. This got a Criterion DVD release back in the day. More recently, Vinegar Syndrome put this out on Blu-ray or 4K, maybe both.
Oh boy.
So you can buy it. You can also rent it.
I need more fidelity on that ass.
4K, please.
Fidelity for Frankenstein.
Not in this movie.
Yeah, seriously. You can rent this pretty easily. It's out there for you. It's also on Plex.
Like
I think
streaming.
I think I
a
watched
lot
it
of
on
places,
Plex
too.
for free. But
Watch on the archives, whatever, archives.org.
.org.
I believe I watched it on Tubi, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, so you can watch it for free, or you can get a really nice release of it if you would like to do that. Flesh for Frankenstein from 1973, rated R, with a runtime of 1 hour and 35 minutes. This was directed by Paul Morrissey, written by Paul Morrissey. In some places, you'll see this was directed by Antonio Margheriti. That is...
Margariti.
Dude,
I think it's pronounced Marguerite, Bob.
my boy Margaritas. Antonio.
My boy Jimmy Buffett.
My boy Andrew Buffet.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was not the case, actually. Antonio Margheriti, I think he was on set, but didn't actually direct anything, primarily so that they could secure funding. So this was shot in Italy. And they had some situation where only Italian directors would get funding or something like that. So
Grazie.
yeah, grazie. Paul Morrissey. This is his joint for sure. Stars Udo Kier, Delilah Di Lazzaro, Joe D'Alessandro, other beautiful names.
Marguerite.
Margariters.
Margariti.
Ciao, hey boys.
Hey, boys. Hey.
Perfect.
Hey boys.
Hey.
Whenever I finish
Hey.
speaking in a foreign tongue, I always say, right, boys? Right?
Hey boys.
How's
Hey,
that?
How's-
Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Baron Frankenstein creates 2 zombies, 1 male, 1 female, planning to mate them in order to create a master race.
Whoa.
We've seen it all before.
We've seen it all.
We've seen it all before. Kind of, actually, in another movie that Luke chose for us called Elves. Kind of a similar plot, actually.
Do you remember that plot?
I had to document it, so yeah.
Damn, it was a
Jesus.
long plot.
There was a lot of shit happening.
I cannot. I'm sitting here. What, less than
You're
a year
sitting
later or something?
there.
It's about a year ago, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
It's
don't
about
think
a
I
year
could
ago.
tell you one goddamn thing about that movie that isn't just on the poster. I don't think
remember
so.
everything.
Oh, Randy.
Oh,
Time
you poor
for
son
a
of a bitch.
rewatch.
Oh man, yeah. Is it though?
Boys, Flesh for Frankenstein, have we seen this movie before? And would you recommend folks at home check it out? Rand Diesel, kick us off.
No, I have a more affordable pornography I can reach if I want it. So,
I mean, this was free.
More
affordable. My time is not, Bob. No, I had never seen this before. I was unaware of it. Although I had seen the box art or whatever for this Blu-ray around somewhere, but that's about it. No, do I recommend it? Is that what you said? Oh, no, I don't. I don't recommend this movie at all.
That's what I said. Okay. Juice, what about you?
No, Bob, I could not recommend this film in good conscience. No, I don't. I don't recommend this.
It was the first time watch for you as well?
Yeah, it was first time watch.
Let's
How
just
about
say
you, Bob?
yes.
Let's just
I
say
don't
yes.
know.
Let's just hit the beats here,
Let's just say sure.
Let's sure. Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
No, I would not recommend this first time watch for me. I have seen, so this was like two movies were shot back to back with the same crew and largely the same group of actors. Paul Morrissey did Blood for Dracula and Flesh for Frankenstein back to back. There's one of those situations where he went over to Europe and they were like, hey, instead of making one movie, why don't you just make two with the same amount of money? And he was like, okay, sure. So I had seen
one of those.
I had seen Blood for
Who
Dracula.
among us, right?
And Blood for Dracula I found to be very boring, so I did not ever plan on watching Flesh for Frankenstein. But Luke said, yes, you
And then
are.
someone made you.
Yes, you are.
How is Luke?
bones
Yeah,
for Werewolf?
it legit was about a year ago that we
Yeah,
were
almost
covering
exactly.
elves, and so he got the same pick in the same time. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But no, I would not recommend you check this out. Just listen to our review and
Just have a good time with the boys
Just
today.
hang out.
Just sit back,
Oh.
come hang out with the boys. The boys,
we're here.
the boys you love to get hard with. Just come hang out with us.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Are you
Hitting all the meats today, boys.
Remember this? So, if you do not want this to be spoiled, here comes your spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
Whoa, Bob, you got that plot synopsis?
Oh, buddy,
Flesh for
do
Frankenstein.
I got it. I got it right, char.
I'm excited to hear all about this film
It's
again.
very detailed. Check it out.
All right. Give it to me. Give it in the sweetest accents that you found in this film.
Oh, yeah, dude. Do that.
I couldn't begin to.
Dude, you couldn't begin.
Sanford, Florida.
That is not me. I don't know who that is, but they sound authentic.
But you can make
as
an
hell.
attempt, Bob.
Your
Don't
boy
know who that is.
Baron von Frankenstein is married to his sister Katrin. I don't know.
Okay, you were right the first time. Don't do it.
Oh,
Thank
boy,
you,
yeah,
thank
you
you,
can't
thank
do
you.
it, Bob.
Yeah, he's
You
married
just
to his
can't
sister.
do it.
Katrin.
Can't.
He leaves.
It took me way too long to actually decipher that was what was happening. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Who is it? What?
It's me too. I was questioning it for a
like,
really
is
long
that what's
time.
happening?
Yeah, it's a bit of a head scratcher because you're like, that can't be the case. It is the case.
It's
the great mystery of this film.
He leaves his sister wife sexually unsatisfied because he's just too focused.
What a monster.
He's too.
Bob comes quicker than Halloween. Am I
You
right?
get in there
You're
and you
right,
fuck your
Bob.
sister wife, okay?
Your sister.
He is. He's just.
That's a whole different thing, Bob.
Yeah, that is a different thing.
Your wife's sister, whatever. I don't know.
Your wife's sister.
Somebody needs to get laid.
My daughter. My sister. My daughter.
Oh God, that's a whole other thing too.
Oh,
Luke.
God, no.
Thanks, Luke. That was from Luke's movie.
Your boy
It always
Frankenstein.
comes back to incest, doesn't it, Luke? Come on.
That really does.
It kind of does. He's just too darn focused on creating the master race by way of mating two reanimated corpses. We've all been there. We've all been there.
Oh yeah.
He pieces together a male zombie and a female zombie, but the male just isn't horny enough. He also
Excuse me, Mr. Man.
he decides to have some fun, and he ends up diddling the surgical scars of the female zombie he makes. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, when your sister
I
just
would
ain't
say-
doing it for you, you gotta bang a corpse.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Everyone says so.
He goes looking for a new head for his male zombie, looking for someone with a raging libido and the perfect nose. Frankenstein spots a horny farmhand named Nicholas and a sexually repressed friend leaving a brothel, and he thinks to himself, hey, those guys are perfect.
Jiggy with it.
Yeah.
And get jiggy with it.
Frankenstein's minion, Otto, takes the sexually repressed head, not realizing he is not DTF. Frankenstein still can't get his zombies to fuck. Nicholas is unscathed and gets called up to the castle by Katrin to satisfy her sexual urges. Afterwards, the whole gang sits down to a totally normal dinner, and Nicholas starts to realize his friend is a bit fucked up, probably because his head was removed and sewn onto a corpse. Nicholas sneaks into the laboratory to break his friend out, but he's busted by Frankenstein, who wants to use Nicholas's horny ass head for his zombie stud.
Ooh, he's busted, all right.
Katrin tries to bang the zombie man, but he crushes her and kills her instead.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Otto decides to get all up in
bitch.
the female zombie's guts and disembowels her. Frankenstein is furious about this and kills Otto. But then he thinks to himself, maybe he can reanimate his sister wife. He tells the male zombie to kill Nicholas, but he rebels and impales Frankenstein with a huge pole, killing him. The zombie says there is no life for him and disembowels himself. Frankenstein's two young children then enter the laboratory and begin experiments on the only survivor of the film, your boy Libido Headass Nicholas. Roll them credits.
Head ass.
Is that how he's credited?
It is.
Libido
Yeah, it's an
Headass.
Italian thing.
Libido head ass.
Headass.
Libido.
Oh boy.
Margarete. So I think the most important thing to discuss about this movie is I don't want anybody to ever forget that back in 2019, when I went to the Overlook Film Festival with friends Mike and Drew,
Wow.
Udo Kier was there, and we ran into him at the Bourbon O Bar on Bourbon Street. It's in the middle of the afternoon, and he was taken with Mike, so to speak, and wanted to bring him.
I forgot about this story.
He wanted to bring my boy Mike up to his room.
Whoa. Who wouldn't?
Look, I know.
Wait, who is that? Who are we talking
Udo
about?
Kier.
Yeah, who is that?
Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're not related at all.
That's not his sister wife.
That's not
Lies.
That's not his style. It's not his scene.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just every time I see Udo Kier's name, first thing that pops into my head. Can't forget it.
Hootie, tootie, disco kitty!
Damn, we've been going to you've been going to Overlook for a while now, Bob.
For a hot minute.
Yeah.
This will be your 7th year.
Yeah. I think 7 out of their 10 they've been doing it, and some of those were like
Maybe you
COVID
couldn't
years.
go for COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Bob's just really hoping to get his aging star to make a pass at him.
I know, Bob. Who are you going to be eyeing this year? Who are you hoping to take back to the hotel room?
Anybody, just come on.
Anybody.
Whoa, Bob, you're copying my style, huh?
I have no standards.
The widest net of all.
We call that a buffet around here.
Damn. The
Jimmy
Golden Corral
Buffet.
never sleeps.
Damn, they got a chocolate fountain up in that ass.
Yeah, they
All
do.
right, check it off the list, boys. Soju's a sex pass. We're hitting all the beats today.
Yeah, well.
You also gotta
Dirty bird.
provide the female perspective at some point too.
I gotta get that in there.
Also,
We're
poor,
going to be hard up for that in this movie.
pour one out for Udo Kier too. By the way, he passed away very recently. I think it was like late last year, if I'm not mistaken. So
Damn.
yeah, pour
Rest
one
in
out.
peace, my guy.
Yeah,
I hope you got the night out you were looking for.
I hope so too. I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
You ever seen Flesh for Frankenstein?
You gotta shoot your shot, you know?
You want to reenact some scenes?
I respect it.
Yeah.
So this movie's horny as fuck. It sure is very.
Oh
very,
yeah, which
very-
again, Luke picked Elves, which was very weirdly sexual as well.
I think all the
I don't
movies-
know.
It's like transgressively sexual, though. Like, it's not like.
yeah,
I mean, fucking Udo makes sweet, sweet love to this zombie girl while he has his hand on her heart in her skin. So I don't think that's like just
That's
for
true.
kicks and giggles necessarily.
Yeah.
that's true. Now, one thing, so we were texting a little bit about this, and I went in this with like the lowest of expectations, like lower than dirt, baby. But I will say, to be fair, I did find it quite entertaining in that I was laughing a pretty good amount, actually. There was one, there was several actually, but there was one time where the guy goes to bang the wife and they're in the bed and the slurping noises that are going on are absurd. It's like,
Dude, and she was in his armpit.
Yeah,
that was
fucking
like
armpit.
for like 5 minutes.
That's not a
straight, those-
slurpable section of skin, typically.
He's talking in his awesome acting ability, and she is just like the slurping noises. They're not even like. I don't even know what they legit sounded like.
He was very sweaty. She was cleaning him up. Dude, when they're in the brothel, something weird I noticed is like one of the prostitutes is like making out with his kneecap. Did y'all see that? Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What is happening there? What?
Also, like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's like these like non-erogenous zones are just getting a lot of action in this.
Whoa,
movie.
Bob,
like-
there's no such thing. Okay.
You just got to know how to wield yourself, Mom.
Just put your mouth on it.
You just got to give yourself
Just
over
put
to
your-
the flesh. You
Just
know,
put your mouth on it. That's a bump for sure.
anything is sexual.
Damn, girl, those
man.
kneecaps got me going.
Whoa. Okay.
You dig it?
But yeah, this is like sleazy, trashy exploitation for sure. But it's like 70s joints like that seem to be what Luke prefers or has an interest in, anyways. Like, well, he chose, elves. The baby, if you guys remember that.
and also that hotel movie,
Private
which was quite
Parts.
sexual too. Yeah, Private Parts.
Private parts.
They do all have interesting moments, though. There's like a seed of something happening in all of them.
There is something. Like, I'll say this,
yeah.
like comedy parts aside, which I do want to come back to that for a second because I found it funny, but I don't know how intentional it was. But like one thing I noticed is a few times, like it does feel like there is at times a reasonably good artistic eye for this in this film, as far as like the blocking and the cinematography, all that sort of thing. Like it's not the best work in the world or whatever, but like there's a few scenes that like look really like painter's canvases to some degree in terms of like how the characters are stationed, the thing it's depicting. In particular, there was one scene that was like the picnic scene where the two farm hands were sitting on their little cloth or whatever outside, and it does this pan over to the castle or whatever in the distance, and then the sister mom rolls up with her kids or whatever. That whole pan or whatever, it looked like an old master sort of blocking, you know what I mean? It like the color looked good. It really felt like there was some visual arts prowess at play. It just wasn't necessarily used for good.
Yeah.
Well, and also too, I will say this is like, I typically just don't really like the movies that Luke picks, but even like when I was watching this one, I kind of appreciate it in a way because I feel like Luke's picks make me like culturally richer. Like I can totally see me being in a group of like really, people who love movies and somebody bringing this movie up. And like, there would be no other reason I would watch this. But now, like Andy Warhol film, 70s exploitation. I feel like I'm just getting a point of view that otherwise I would never seek out myself. And It doesn't feel like from a like, some people pick movies just to fuck with us and shit, but it really like, I always at least come away thinking like, oh, you know what? I've got that one in my bank now for discussion and for, and other
that in the most important bank there is.
But yeah, I mean, I really do feel like I'm like, okay, I've got some of that under my belt now, this kind of 70s cheesy kind of shit,
I completely agree. Sorry, Bob, you finish.
I was gonna say this movie here. So like, yeah, Luke does like I said, he really enjoys all these movies and he has thoughts and things to say about them. And this is like, I guess in some circles really seen as a thought-provoking, enjoyable B movie. Whereas, like I mentioned, it got a Criterion release.
Yeah.
And it, like, to me, when I was watching this, I did not find it funny. I wasn't laughing. And then I read like a couple blurbs online from some people. I found an essay that was written on Criterion's website. I can read a blurb from that too. And like, this apparently was very intended to be a comedy, and it just was not funny at all to me personally.
It's intended to be comedic?
Yeah.
Like a comedy? Like not just comedic, but a comedy?
Like a horror comedy. Like, obviously the gross
Even
out shit
still,
you're not
like,
supposed to be
I
laughing
found
at.
it funny in its incompetence, but not necessarily through its like, I didn't like create the funny for me. It was the situation of it that was funny.
I'm trying to see what's funny intentionally, and I'm coming up empty.
I'll read this little blurb from the Criterion website here.
Sure.
This is written by Maurice Yakawar. He says, Paul Morrissey's Flesh of Frankenstein is one of the goriest film comedies ever made, yet despite its schlocky sensationalism, it's still a Paul Morrissey film. That means it has some passionately felt things to say about how we live and mainly waste our lives today. Specifically, it blames sexual liberty and individualistic freedom for destroying your personal and social fiber by turning people into commodities.
Now, I did read. I was interested a little bit in this director, and I was reading like some of his work, and he has been honored in some ways too. And I mean, talking about that perspective, I didn't get that, but like some of his more like kind of famous films, he made 3 that's like called like Trash, and I don't know, they're like these one word things, but one was about like the day in the life of a heroin addict in New York City. It's just like his life. And then one was like the day in the life of, I think it was like a prostitute in New York City. And just reading the description, I read like the synopsis and everything. It sounded kind of like the same movie. Like, oh, they go used by people. All their interactions are transactional. You know, they don't really have any kind of feeling for life and stuff like that. So that's interesting to hear somebody think of this movie in that way. I didn't really get that.
Yeah.
I don't like. I can kind of see it. Like the thing is, like I can kind of see that there's a statement like that's trying to be made. I don't think it's terribly well communicated, or at least it's not communicated in a way that makes me feel like it's really selling home what it's putting out there. Or it just seems kind of scattershot. And so like, yeah, I can see like, okay, yes, it's rich people using the poor and those under their station as commodities. Being sexually libertine in their own way and abusive through that, and seeing people as like things to own and possess, and being basically like all that shit that's in here, but it's not like unique for that in my mind. Like that's well-trod territory in a boatload of superior films. So I don't find that. I
mean, we reviewed Sallow, for God's sakes. I mean,
yeah, we did.
No, we technically did not.
You can like think yourself into believing whatever you want about that movie or about this. It strikes me as like maybe a little. People are trying a little too hard to pull something out of these movies.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I haven't seen any of his other movies other than Blood for Dracula, but like
maybe in context it works. Or it makes that kind of sense,
maybe if you've seen his other work, you just get more out of these.
Let me see what, yeah.
As an individual piece of artwork, though, it really like is not giving me the vibe that is the point of this. And in fact, this feels largely pointless. Largely just like schlock, like something that's just there for the shock value, but it's not even, in my mind, it's only good at that in moments. And there's a lot of like dead zone in this movie where it's not shocking at all. The acting is wooden. The point is lost.
It's a bit
it
boring.
Just feels. Yeah, it feels boring.
It's a bit
so
boring.
like when they talk about it's as shocking as anything you've ever seen. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
Juice, did you see he's got a movie, Paul Morrissey has a movie from 1982. It's called 40 Deuce. I'm assuming it's about
I wanted to bring that up.
Did you?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. 40 Deuce.
We're watching that on your 40
It's a
Deuce
movie
birthday.
made for you.
Bob, you got to get that blue. You got to get 40 Deuce. That's an approved purchase right there.
Never seen it. Approved.
Actually, no, I'm going to try to find you that for Christmas. I'm going to try to find 40 Deuce for 2026. I did see that. I did want to bring that up too. But yeah, his movies again, Trash, Heat, and Flesh. He definitely seems like a lot of this really comes off as that kind of post 60s, early 70s kind of counterculture, kind of maybe going against like the hippie love and shit and being like, we're going to show humanity. For really kind of stinks of artistic bullshit a lot of the time, to be honest with you. Like, it really kind of does. Now, those are the people who make their stamp on a time, on a decade, and shape it. So I don't necessarily mean to put people down for like, but it really
Shit's derivative.
it kind of comes off as like a young artistic person who wants to say something, but it's not really that profound. It's really just kind of going against what's popular or was popular for the past 5 years,
I don't know if I see it that way, but like it definitely is like an artistic experiment. Like, and that's the truth of a lot of horror of that era and a lot of horror now. Like because of the comparatively low budget and the reliable profit motive, a lot of things get made that otherwise wouldn't. A lot of people get less oversight. Like it's the oh fuck, what's his name? Like Humanoids from the Deep. What's that guy's name? Fucking I'm blanking hard. Corman. It's like the Corman model, the Blums, all that stuff. Like schlock and exploitation. Like using the money you receive as a director to make something in that zone while also trying to experiment with it and do things that you wouldn't otherwise have the budget to do. That makes perfect sense to me from an artistic standpoint. It doesn't necessarily result in anything worth watching though, and like to a broader audience, at least not reliably. That's why it's an experiment. And like the thing is, like, an artistic experiment has value. It's just a value that's, to my mind, largely possessed by the person who made it, or the people who made it, not the people in the seats paying for it. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. Like, I feel like, yeah, you can pick apart basically anything. You can look at like fucking kids' books, whatever, and like extrapolate big themes from it or whatever. And sometimes that's intentional. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's intentional but badly done. It's art, man. It can be done it can be looked at 100 different ways, and it doesn't, like, the enjoyability factor does not improve necessarily by knowing that. Sometimes, for me, often, yes, but not in this case.
Yeah. Sometimes we do it with terrible movies we have to review just because it's more fun.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you
Pull
riff on it. Like that's
out,
an experiment in and of itself. You try and like riff something fun out of something that's just rote or uninteresting otherwise. Like
yeah. I guess the idea of Frankenstein trying to create like a master race is something kind of new to this version of a Frankenstein tale. Like that's not really something I ever got from the original, but that is the intention with this version of Frankenstein, which
it seems pretty pointedly what's the word? I don't know. It's pretty pointedly like there's some Nazi commentary going on in here.
Yeah.
There's some master race discussion happening here. Even Udo is like, like Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein in general is often portrayed as German. And so like I feel like there's a real intentionality to that. I don't know what it amounts to, but it's there.
He's very focused on the shape of the nose for the head that he get, like more so than the brain or really anything. Like he wants somebody that is down to fuck and has a nice nose, and like those are the only two qualities he's looking for.
You know what? That was kind of an interesting switch. We talked about this in different iterations, but I guess the classic film where it gets switched up with the criminal's brain, oh my God, like we wanted the normal brain and everything would have been perfect if we had gotten the normal brain, but we got the criminal's brain. And so now he's a monster. And I thought that was kind of a funny spin that we had these two characters. One is a fuck machine. One is dragged to the prostitutes. They grabbed the wrong one, mostly based because like he was so focused on how it looked. And then that scene though, like talking about how fucking, okay, this might be one of those intentional, they're really trying to make it funny, but they're just doing a bad job, where he was doing the kiss him, and then she kissed him, and they just like look at his dong, and they're like, they do it 20 fucking times. It reminded me of like a fucking Family Guy skit or some shit. It's like, oh my God, how many times are we gonna do this?
And it's so funny because like technically he's supposed to be able to command both of them, so he could just say like, fuck her, or like,
yeah,
whatever. I don't know, but yeah, like I mean the eugenics relationship is definitely there the more I think about it, because like you're right, like it's like, what is eugenicism besides trying to trying to maintain only the aspects of a human being that you particularly like or your society prefers and eliminate everything else. Like, that's what eugenics is. It's just done genetically, and we call it, at one time we called it like high science, and now obviously it's something else. It's pretty poorly regarded, as it should be. And so like movies like this, I guess, kind of trying to shine a light on that a little bit, but I just don't. I think other movies do it better and more interestingly. So I don't know. I guess that's I'm trying to book report this and try and find that value that other people are finding.
The only other thing I kind of pulled from it is the very end, where like all throughout this movie you see his kids kind of running around and like playing in the lab and shit, and then at the very end, like all the adults are dead and the kids just immediately pick up his tools and they start toying with Nicholas, who's like, you know, still hanging from this crane object that he has in the lab. So I don't know. He's just passing down his horrible thoughts and just to these two innocent kids. It's what they've been around, and they are also.
He does not like those kids either.
The product of some incest too, I assume. So
whoa,
yeah. So like incestuous elites and their resentment of their children, leading the children to be monsters too. Like all that stuff. Yeah. I see that. It's just not hitting for me. And like, I don't know.
It mostly feels like this movie's about like, you know, really cheesy blood and guts. Maybe the coolest thing actually is like the lungs that are sort of separated entirely, but they're still
in
like
the
breathing.
cabinet.
Yeah.
with the heart. Yeah.
That was kind of a cool moment.
I thought that was like a power source for the hive mind, or I don't know. I thought there was a logic to that, and it really doesn't seem like there was anything beyond something metaphorical that I haven't deciphered. But
that was a cool moment. But also too, talking about just being exposed to some of these films, like this really, as I was watching it, I was like, you know, this is almost one of those movies where, especially with the practical effects, where he like tears himself open and like it's just meat that they've strapped on and whatever, and the getting his hand smashed and it comes off and it's bleeding, or he gets stabbed with the pole, and many things throughout this film. But it's almost one of those things, you know, you experience like secondhand, where you see other people watching really schlocky, you know, gory things in other types of media, and this is like really kind of like a true kind of source for that. Like, if before I saw this movie, if I was really like in my brain trying to be like, what kind of like really schlocky, over the top, cheesy kind of gore, you know, where would I go or whatever, this just kind of sticks out in my mind now as like one of those examples of just that really kind of low grade, do it yourself type of practical effects or whatever. And there's something to that, you know, there's some value to that.
Yeah, no, there's that, like, there is value to it, and like it's just not at all to my entertainment liking. Like,
it's just not in my taste.
And that's the thing, is like I agree with you. Like I did want to go back and like you're saying, like Luke always brings the heat with these things, because like he's not just picking things to sour us, knowing that we are not like super into this sort of thing like naturally. But he's exposing us to it and giving us, I assume he's going to give us a little bit of context in the voicemail we get from him later, for why he values it or whatever. And I think that's like that's a cultural exchange that's worth having, even if it's a movie that I don't particularly ever want to see again.
And actually, to keep kind of praising Luke as opposed to some other things sometimes. Now, because Luke had mentioned this, I think, like in his last Elves, I think his last voicemail really like helped us out a lot, because I was thinking about this as I was watching this movie, because he said specifically, you know, I really do find these movies kind of interesting and fascinating, and I really would like to hear people talk about them. Now, it seems like this one does have quite a bit of a cult following. People are writing essays about it and stuff. So there's probably a bit of content on like this film in particular. But I mean, That's true. Like if I just love this album, like the CD that like nobody's really ever heard before, like listened to, there's just not a lot of like thoughts out there on the artwork itself. Then yeah, that's kind of like a perfect use of
absolutely
the
totally.
pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I really want some more thoughts out in the world on this film. So you guys watch it, and even if you're gonna hate it, just like pick it apart.
I think a lot of people do that, honestly, with the U-Pig.
Actually, yeah, that's probably fair.
That's why we end up getting a lot of obscure stuff that we've never seen or sometimes never even heard of before. And we got some more of those coming up. The first half of the year.
I'm glad for that, though. Like I like receiving things that people are legitimately somewhat passionate about, even if I don't agree. There's a few things that'll sour that for real. Like have it like some abusive content, solo type stuff. Like will sour that. But the intent of being like, this is an interesting film, and not a lot of people like it. Not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people know of it. I want to hear somebody talk about that. I love that as a pick. Credit where it's due on that stuff. And the thing is, like, that is a phenomenon that exists. Like everybody likes to share things they like with people, and they hope that they like it too, but sometimes they don't. And often if you're that kind of person that you share things with people, and more often than not, they're like, what the fuck was that? Then
stop talking to me. Get away.
I don't know.
Me,
I can see the appeal of having a captive audience to some degree. And that's one of the reasons I got to think that like reaction videos are such a huge thing, like on YouTube. And it's like, I've gone on the hunt for like people listening to songs I like for the first time just to see what they think about them. And sometimes they're big songs, and sometimes they're songs that like or musicians that nobody's talking about. No, like 10 years ago, my favorite musician Jeff Rosenstock would have been a non-entity as far as that stuff's concerned. But now reaction culture's caught up to him. There's fucking video essays about this dude now. There's documentaries and shit, and I like looking at that stuff, even if they don't match my opinion of the work. So I don't know. I think that there's like an innate urge to want to share things with people and hope that they share the feeling that you get when you watched it or listened to it or whatever. And that seems pretty innate. That seems like an honest use of discourse, artistic discussion.
Yeah.
Even though I certainly did not enjoy watching this movie.
The only thing that really kind of stuck out to my mind as I was watching this to be like some kind of maybe social commentary or just something observationally interesting or something was Otto, I think, who was the assistant, right? The kind of Fritz guy or whatever. And his kind of like general misunderstanding. And then it came down to it where Frankenstein, who, the doctor was like, the Baron was like, I taught you everything and you didn't know anything about medicine and you learned everything from me. And just the way he naively mimics like what the doctor's doing, not knowing the kind of consequences that it brings. Like he accidentally kills the housemaid trying to mimic the way the doctor has sex with the corpse woman, and then he ultimately ends up ruining the corpse woman as well. And so I mean, I think there is to me there was kind of like this influence of mentors or the people you look up to kind of corrupting and affecting the way you kind of operate in life. Maybe that was it though.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is like that character is probably the funniest character if we're going for comedy here, in my opinion. Like his little tongue waggle was cracking me up pretty good. That was making me laugh. I was like, what the fuck? That's a choice, man. That is a choice.
Oh my God.
But like, yeah, I thought that he said, and you can correct, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I understood him to say that he was the one that he went to medical school. He did like his training or whatever. And then Baron Frankenstein found him. And that corrupted him. And he's like, I put in my time. I did the work. And he was resentful because he had put in the hours. He had done the time.
Maybe I mixed that up.
But I don't know, Rob. What tiebreak us? What did you take it as?
Yeah, what did I miss this?
I thought, Frankenstein was the one that went to school and then like taught Otto.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I thought so. I thought he said like, I taught you everything that you know, and you knew nothing about medicine before me or something.
I also like don't take a lot of what Frankenstein says seriously because he is like the ultimate blowhard idiot in this fucking movie.
It also does seem like Otto only fucks shit up though. So
Yeah.
I mean,
which is kind of what Fritz does originally
That's what's
too.
funny about it. But like, dude, the ending, the funniest part, if we're talking about comedy, it just occurred to me that the funniest part is fucking the female corpse lying on the ground, Otto lying on top of her, and then fucking the Baroness on top of him, and it's just like a domino of fucking corpses, and they all is like literally just lying on top of each other at the end of the movie.
Frankenstein's over here like, I can fix them. They will fuck again.
Well, that's what, like, so yeah, Otto like tears the stitch open of the woman, and the doctor's like, oh, she's ruined and she's dead. I'm like, well, you put her together. I mean,
yeah.
Can't do it again.
Yeah,
it only works once.
Also, too, dude, it was cracking me up. Like, just the first scene, the Nicholas or whatever, our main guy. The way he talks and acts is so terrible. But also, too, you have these like thick accents, these thick European accents, and he's got this. I mean, it sounds like a Boston or New York style, very northern American style accent. Was I clocking that right? Like, just the way he talks sounds very.
I think he is
like New York style.
I know he was in other Warhol, maybe all of Warhol's movies. By the way, Andy Warhol did literally nothing with this. His name is just on it. But I think that dude is in his other stuff, and he's just like a hot guy that's just in his shit. But yeah, Joe D'Alessandro is his name. So.
And that man, he cannot act. And him, just like the lines that he drops about, like, I love how he tells people just so straight up about shit that happens. Like, he's telling that woman, like, I woke up and my friend's head, it was
on a different body.
It was gone or whatever. And so I buried him on the side of the road. Like, and the things that he says.
That drove me nuts too. Like the dispassionate delivery of like so many of these lines, not just from him. Both of the farmhands are kind of like that, and I would argue that like the kids have fucking nothing to say. They don't react in any emotional way. They just kind of look around where they're told to look, and then occasionally do things. I don't think they have a single line, either one of them. And then I think honestly, like. Otto starts off kind of that way too, but eventually he turns into a tongue-waggling little freak, which is fun to watch. That part's fun to watch. But like Frankenstein, Udo is like just this blustering fucking yelling buffoon the whole goddamn movie. Like he's, I don't know, man. Like it's so strange. It's like half of the cast of this is in Killing of a Sacred Deer, and the other half is in fucking The Room. I can't figure it out.
I kept thinking of The Room, like with Nicholas's deliveries. I kept thinking of The Room, the way he says, like, my friend is decapitated. And yeah, it's just so like the worst acting you can imagine.
I've still never seen that.
I've seen maybe I did watch it. Maybe I think I did actually. Yeah, I think I did finally watch it all the way through. Yeah,
I watched a live screening with people doing the fucking Rocky Horror shit around, like dressed up and doing monologues and shit. It was fun. Nice. Speaking of, this movie reminded me of Rocky Horror a lot too. It's Rocky Horror without the charm, without the Tim Curry, and without the music.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
most of the entertaining shit.
Yeah. All the entertainment.
Take out everything good.
And then you're left with Flesh for Frankenstein.
Yep. Yeah. It's still got the subversive edge, so I give it that. And the sexuality.
It was also really weird to me. I couldn't quite understand the motivation behind it, where there are some scenes where everyone's just naked, like full frontal, male, female. But then on the corpses themselves, a lot of time they got these just the groin bandaged.
Little diapers.
Yeah, and I was like, what? Why are they doing this?
I don't know, man.
Didn't want to show their shit. I guess. I don't know.
But I think they did eventually. Like, they take it off sometimes.
They do, like a lot of I don't know.
See old
I wondered about that.
I don't remember.
Nick, yeah, you do.
Want to see my ding dong?
Well, it's not that great.
It's probably pretty cold.
Give me a rating.
Rate that. That's don't rate that dick.
Rate that dick.
Any other thing?
Medium to loose at best.
That's the loosest dick I ever did see.
I'm loose.
Anything else you guys want to say before we rate this film?
Well, I got to give the female perspective. We got to check the
please
check it off the list. Well, see, here's a woman who is just used for her money, and she has a certain social status where she is expected to keep a certain level of respectability in her life, but she just wants to be a woman, she just needs some passion in her life. She just needs someone to take care of her physical needs, and she does it in the best way that she knows how.
Her brother's not getting the job done.
Yeah, by marrying her brother.
What choice have you?
And then
she's the only. This movie kind of does not respect women at all. For the record, I don't think so.
I don't think it respects much of anybody.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Doesn't respect.
But if we're talking about the female perspective,
film.
I don't know, because the other two female characters. The other two female characters are, I guess excluding the prostitutes who are just played straight as prostitutes or whatever. But there's the nursemaid or whatever, the nanny, who is a genial, normal type person, but doesn't really say a whole lot or whatever, and then just gets murked sexually in a horrible fashion, kind of off screen, and then just has her guts pulled out by this fucking tongue-waggling freak. I don't know, that's kind of fucked. And then the other woman is a literal zombie who is forced to kiss a dude repeatedly who very clearly is not interested.
Kiss her.
I don't know. It's just I'm sure that's part of the brew that they're trying to make here, but I don't know if you can look at this and say this movie respects women.
I wouldn't try to say that.
Yeah, I don't think
Stop trying to say that, Bob.
Not me.
How dare you?
All right,
you're wrong.
Let's rate Andy Warhol's Frankenstein out of 5.
Boy.
Randy, you love art. You love this movie. Rate out of 5. Why don't you kick us off?
Who told you I love art? What lying son of a bitch? Yeah, no, I don't care for this movie. I'm trying to put the best face on it possible because I know Luke's going to come in here with some interesting tidbits about it. But that context is not obvious to me. The things that I pulled out they're there, and I can appreciate them while inspecting them. But in the process of watching this film, I got nothing out of it except for drudgery. There was a few funny bits. I'm kind of in between. I think you and you Soju and you Bob in terms of number of laughs I got. There were a handful. It mostly was the most absurd stuff that felt like it must have been unintentional, but occasionally, I think that the body stacking up, the thing that I thought was pretty damn funny, that and the tongue waggling was clearly, those were choices that made me laugh. And so I give credit to those things. I think that whatever themes I managed to pull out of this to elevate it can be found in other films done a whole lot better. So I'm just not very enthused on this one. I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Generous 1.5 from the art lover, Randy. Juice.
Good blocking. Great blocking.
Juice, you love art or whatever. You love this movie too.
No, I don't. That's a lie, Bob. And
you hate art?
He loves industry. We know this.
I'm an industry man.
Old capitalist soju over here.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
Sell
make
for
a quick buck, boys.
Buy for a penny, sell for a dime. Am I right, boys?
I see it every day.
Buy for $1, sell for damn.
Get rich quick.
This movie is not good to my eyes, but I will say that it did get some chuckles out of me, and it was one of those not so bad it's good movies, but so bad that it's got some entertaining aspects to it. Just the way everyone speaks and the really cheesy gore and stuff like that. It's charming, but in the most basic sense. Like I said, I never would have been able to get through this or sought it out on my own had Luke not paid to watch it. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of glad that I have seen it and I now have some perspective on it. I still don't think it's good, but I kind of appreciate that gaining that perspective. So with that, I'm going to give this just a solid 1 star. You know, it got some chuckles out of me. I think some of the gore stuff is fun. The little heart pumping was pretty cool and interesting, and maybe it's saying something, but in its most basic senses. But yeah, Bob.
I mean, Birdemic was saying something. So.
True.
It was really trying too.
That movie made me fucking laugh.
That's.
Dude, I would.
Give me all of these themes. A remake of this movie that is even worse, and we can talk. We can talk.
Birdemic 2.
Bob, out of 5, where you gonna rate Flesh for Frank and Mang?
This is not for Bob. I think
It's not a Bob flick.
I think
I'll buy it at a high price.
I will not buy it at all. This is probably my least favorite of Luke's picks so far. I can get down with some schlocky, weird nonsense. I actually I kind of loved Elves for what it was. It's a terrible movie, but it is like bizarre as fuck, and I got a pretty big kick out of watching that one. This overall for me was just kind of boring. I was really struggling to give it my full attention. There's some blood and guts on the screen, but nothing all that shocking. There's a lot of nudity. It just doesn't feel like it adds up to a whole lot, and anything that you are able to pull out of this as some sort of like meaning, I feel like you're just doing all the heavy lifting. Like the movie's really not connecting too many dots on its own. I think you're really having to kind of pull it out. And even if you manage to do that, I still just don't find it all that interesting. So yeah, this is a solid 1 star from Bob. And that's going to make our aggregate a 1.2 for Flesh for Frankenstein.
Whoa, quite high.
Quite a generous score indeed.
Starting off 2026 strong, boys. The 1.2. First pick of the year.
1.2.
I'm sorry.
I'll forgive you this one time.
40 deuce. Got to get that.
That's so interesting. Like I'm looking back and like some of Luke's other picks, and like The Baby, I gave a 0.5, which I know I didn't love that movie, but
Damn.
I think I liked it more than this one.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude. Those movies are brutal. You know what though? All of them sit like distinctly in my mind. I can remember 1 or 2 highlights, some like distinct scenes from them, and the ideas linger in my mind. So
Private Parts was pretty interesting.
Private Parts,
actually.
yeah.
Like I remember that one pretty well. There's as the kids say, they're a vibe. Luke's picks are a vibe.
They are.
That was a 2 star from
They
Goose and
all.
myself.
Yeah, they all feel like sitting in a dirty 70s non-air conditioned erotic theater.
Like a 42nd Street theater.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah. They really all feel like that though.
Yeah. Well, something that we do anytime you guys pick a movie for us to review via the You Pick the Flick tier over on Patreon, we encourage you guys to send over a voicemail or an email with your own thoughts and ratings. And we actually got 2 voicemails from Luke, and we're going to roll those for you right now.
Hey guys, it's Luke, and I am honored to ring in the new year with my particular brand of weirdness, especially after doing so last year with Elves. I expect that you don't love Flesh for Frankenstein, but I do hope it promotes interesting discussion. I'll start by saying that I don't think this is necessarily a good movie. There is some great craft here. This film has no reason to look as beautiful as this, or to have a score that's this lush and romantic. If you watch any of Paul Morrissey's earlier films, you'll see a big contrast. I think that in a hammy way, Udo Kier is actually quite good. I also get a lot of enjoyment out of his assistant, Otto, who's played by Arno Jürgen. I think both these guys are also great in Blood for Dracula, by the way, which was filmed back-to-back with this. This is definitely the more interesting of the 2 movies, in my opinion. On the other hand, there's absolutely no reason for Joe D'Alessandro and his New York accent to be in this movie. except that everyone in Warhol's circle apparently found him irresistibly hot. So he's in all of them. I do think that there are really interesting ideas here, which Paul Morrissey and Andy Warhol explore in all of their films. I especially like Andy Warhol's Bad, by the way. I think he's doing the same thing here that John Waters and even David Lynch have done in their own way. He's opening up the hood on these common cultural obsessions. You know, starting with Boris Karloff and Christopher Lee's versions of Frankenstein, it's not that the story became sanitized, but I think those movies lacked curiosity. I don't really care for those films, to be honest, and I hated the Guillermo del Toro version. I don't actually like the novel either, which I find really ill-fitting in this romantic context. But at its base, this is a story of a man who is so obsessed with his own legacy and hubris that he digs up rotting body parts to stitch together. He's engaged to his much younger stepsister, who he throws under the bus to pursue his obsession. He willfully rejects society's morals and scientific standards. And here we finally get a movie that exposes that in all of its degeneracy. This is a film that doesn't ignore the eugenics, the racism, the hypocrisy, the hedonism that I think are central to this story. This is the film where we get an unabashedly German Frankenstein, obsessed with racial purity. He's petty enough to prioritize something like the perfect nose. This is a man who can't find pleasure with a living woman, so he violates a dead woman's organs. This is a film that's not afraid to contrast the serpent.
Old.
As I was saying, this shows us that it's the so-called civilized people who actually live in the gutter, not the servants. And it takes pains to always show us the children watching in the background. The characters are shameless. And the effect of that is that they pass their degeneracy and their disregard for life down to the children. I know this is an exploitation film, but it's also willing to demonstrate this story's moral consequences, and I'm not sure any other film version really does. I do think the film's boring in spots, but I also find it really funny. But most importantly, it's brave, it's interesting, so I hope it yielded some interesting conversation. Finally, fun fact, Monique von Voren, who plays the Baroness, early in her career, she had a nightclub act, and she urged one of her background dancers, Ronnie Walken, to change his name to Christopher. So we owe her for Christopher Walken. Wow. All right, guys, thanks for entertaining my bonkers taste one more time.
See, that's the good shit.
Well, so I think I'm 50-50 on that. So I kind of brought up the idea of Otto and kind of watching. I really like how I didn't piece it together, that same thread, that thought of the kids, of like the kids watching and then ultimately the kids mimicking at the end. So yeah, that kind of like completes that thread a little bit. However, I will say him like, I don't think that is like what you're pulling out of this movie, and maybe you think it's more pointed and appropriate for this type of tale, but that is not really the point of the original Frankenstein. So it's fine that you think that this story works in that context, just what he but that's like not what. Yeah, that's not like really like the point there. So
yeah, well, him saying he didn't really care for the novel, I guess this is a more interesting and pointed story in his opinion. So
yeah, it almost seemed like he thought like all other Frankenstein tales were lesser than because they didn't
I mean
incorporate that, which he like it seemed like he was saying like was always there, but everyone's too afraid to like use it.
I don't know though. I feel like
really agree
I
with that.
just he specifically called out Guillermo del Toro's, and I'm like, that particular Baron Frankenstein was unabashedly like the villain. Like they gave heroics to the creature and gave the doctor nothing, but
they also the one
like
that had
villainy.
Christopher Lee in it too. He was like quite the villain, I believe.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Curse of Frankenstein or whatever?
They're obsessed with their legacy, yet check. They're like they get stuck on petty bullshit. Yes, like I don't know. I don't not see those things in those particular Frankensteins.
I guess the like unabashed German. I mean, the Nazi aspect here, which they don't fully call out in this movie, but that clearly is what they're getting at. I guess
It's clearly in there.
is
I
getting
guess.
like more to maybe what he thinks the core of the tale ought to be about.
Yeah, which is weird though. I mean, because Frankenstein was written far before
that, yeah.
Nazi Germany existed,
Yeah.
and it's
Well, I think
not
it's-
it's not
I think it's
about
about being-
creating the perfect race. It's more about playing God.
Yeah,
No, I
totally,
think-
anything.
I don't think he's saying that. I think what
Oh,
he's saying,
okay.
like, I do think he's saying that yes, there's an allegory there to the Nazis and to specifically the Germans and all those things. Like it's talking about that. That has its roots in something deeper and older, which is the people with power or use that power to treat others like objects to play within their extremities, which I just have seen movies that have like, I just don't think this is like a definitive movie for that. I don't get a lot of entertainment value out of it. And I don't really get that point is all that valuable in a sea of movies that deal with the repugnancy of degeneracy of the wealthy class, the upper crust. Like
I
society
also
exists.
live under the assumption that like 99% of people are just general garbage, and if the poor people had the money too, they'd be just as bad. So I don't know if it's necessarily the idea that like, oh yeah, it's just they have the power to people, so they do. The poor people
Well, I guess
don't
that's
have
kind
the
of what
power
you're
to
saying.
exploit people.
Like
Yeah.
about like the prioritization of the individual, which is something that
Yeah.
we've talked about before, like with other
Sure,
movies,
sure.
like the prioritization of the individual over the broader spectrum of society, and how toxic that can be, and how easy it is to fall into that when you have to answer to nobody because you live on the upper
Sure,
crust of
yeah,
society.
yeah.
Like those are all great themes. I just don't think this movie is like the example I'd go to explore those themes.
Doesn't
it's-
respect itself enough.
I guess you could maybe pull that out if you really, really wanted to. I don't know that I really, really want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So
I'd rather watch something that's like egregiously worse to a hilarious degree and still says that,
Yeah.
or
just
something
a lot of other
significantly
Frankenstein
better.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, boys, we have been on a Frankenstein kick for like it
This-
feels like
a
been
year.
a while. Yeah.
we did what we did
OG.
the OG this past year.
Yeah.
right?
The OG
Del
and that
Toro.
one, and then also to the year before that. I remember a lot of the festivals. There were like Frankenstein-esque tales. There was that one where there's like a mother and her daughter dies, and we did a mini cast. I
Birth,
can't remember the
Rebirth.
name of it. Yeah, Birth, Rebirth,
Yeah.
and like it feels like a lot of the like smaller films were doing kind of Frankenstein tales too. And then Del Toro came out with one. It just feels like there's been a lot of
You
that.
got The Bride coming out next month too.
Yeah.
Well, there's
So
just been
keeping
a
it
lot.
going.
Yeah, especially of
going,
like those big releases. This past year or whatever, there were just so many Frankenstein adjacent and like just classic monster
Lisa
adjacent
Frankenstein.
properties coming in.
Lisa, yeah,
Frankenstein,
that was one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not Dracula's time, baby. It's Frankenstein's.
Frank and
You
Mang.
got sick of the old.
Yeah, but
Nosferatu.
thanks for calling in, Luke. Honestly, I preferred listening to you discuss this movie way more than I enjoyed watching this movie. So, yeah, thanks for your thoughts, and thanks for the you pick as always, man. So let's go ahead and jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say about Flesh for Frankenstein.
Certified fresh to death.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for Flesh for Frankenstein, or Andy Warhol's Frankenstein as they list it. We're going to start, as we always do, with the tomatometer, or the critic score, and then move on to the poopometer, or the user score. And there are 17 critic scores here. So we're going to keep that in mind as we do this. We'll start with Bob. Bob, there are 17 critic scores on the tomatometer. What percentage would you say are positive?
The critics is going to be kind of interesting to find out on this one, because it does seem, like I said, it got the Criterion release. There seems to be a lot of people that put a lot of thought into this and get a lot out of it. So I'm wondering how many of those 17 scores are going to be folks like that. I don't know. It is still like an exploitation movie at heart. So it really just depends on who's rating this thing, I guess. I'm not going to go too high. I will take what seems to be a very appropriate score of 69, please.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
69, dudes!
Soju, we got a 69 on the board. Where are you coming in? 17 reviews.
I do think there's going to be some critic praise here, but I don't want to go that high. I think it's going to be lower. So I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to say 60.
60. All right. So we got a 60 and a 69 on the board. Let me see here. We've got about a 19-point gulf between the correct answer and one of you guys.
I feel still like this could swing either way.
Yeah.
The correct answer would have been 88%.
Yeah, I'm not feeling confident.
88%. Bob's going to somehow walk away with this one.
Oh, my God.
Not certified. I don't think there's enough. That's the other thing is like it's a low review count. 17
not
reviews.
enough.
So the people who care enough to come to fucking RottenTomatoes.com and put their shit in here or to have their shit put in here.
Put your shit in
be
here.
talking about it at this point in time.
God.
The dudes never let me down. All 69 of them.
All this
69
I
plus
sure
19.
can't count on those 69 dudes.
Sure can.
Oh,
They come
man.
through
They're
every
reliable.
time.
Damn.
They hit it in every time. Let's move over to the Rotten Tomatoes user score, the
You're so
poopometer.
talented. Gets it in every
They're so talented.
Oh, fuck.
There are 2,500 plus user ratings, a larger pool as usual. So we're in the thousands here, 2,500 plus. Going in reverse order, Soju, what percentage of those 2,500 plus ratings would you wager are positive?
Oh boy, I just really don't know. Shit.
That's not a number.
I'll just double down with the 60.
All right, we're going 60 part 2. Bob, you going to double down on your 69 dudes? They're going to get the job done for you again?
I don't think so. I feel like this might be low. This could be, I mean, this movie, I don't think it's one that the average person is going to like. I would say the majority of people who watch this aren't going to enjoy it.
Hold your tongue.
I can see this being pretty low, but Juice went 60, so I'll be somewhat conservative here and just go 50.
You're such
50?
a conservative,
Okay.
Bob.
That's what they say about me.
You guys are significantly closer on this one, both of you, because we have a fucking dead tie here at 55%.
Oh, yeah!
Nobody gets
nobody
the
took the
55. I was so
Whoa.
hopeful. I was so hopeful. But we got a nice
I
tie.
count that as a win, so.
We all win today.
I count that. You count that as a win for you, but I count that as a loss for Bob. So, different strokes.
Well, that's
Skeet,
okay,
skeet,
too.
and yeet.
Skeet,
Skeet, double skeeting you.
Aw, skeet, and a yeet.
Randy, write it down.
I'm not writing anything.
We're going to record it.
Oh, boy.
Here comes a negative review. Let's see what this critic has to say. This Frankenstein drags as much as it camps. Despite a few amusing moments, it fails as a spoof, and the result is only coy binge in degradation. That's a sentence, I guess. I don't read so good. I don't know what that means.
A coy binge and what? Oh, there's too many.
It fails as a spoof, and the result is only a coy binge in degradation. A coy.
I feel like it's not trying to
What's
be
coy about a binge? I don't.
Yeah.
Like, what's like,
And it's not coy, and it's not a binge of anything.
I mean, it's kind of a
Degradation,
binge of
sure.
degradation. Yeah.
I guess.
That's okay. That's an okay descriptor.
It's
Coy, I don't know.
not very coy.
We ain't scientists.
Not trying to
think so.
spoof. All right.
we ain't scientists. There's only one other negative review, and it's like basically nothing. So let's go ahead and move on. Bob,
Cool.
Take
how's
your
that trivia
big
section
words like
looking?
coy and shove them.
Coy is a $10 word. Ooh, those words, they're so big.
I know everything!
Damn. Yeah, let's get into a little bit of trivia here.
It's totally time for trivia.
So, in West Germany and the United States, the film was released as Andy Warhol's Frankenstein and was presented in the Space Vision 3D process in premiere engagements.
Oh.
So, yeah, like I said, Andy Warhol,
What?
I guess he was a producer on this, even though I don't see his name on like IMDb really at all. But
He was only on set for 15 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
Somebody gets to me out there.
People need to start slapping my name on some films.
Slapping that
Produced by
ass.
Slapping
my
man.
ass.
Yeah. So yeah, he visited the set once, very, very briefly during the editing period after they had shot everything. So he just he wasn't really there. Morrissey intended to rely on improvisation for the dialogue for his characters, but had to come up with a new method as this would not work for some actors, such as Udo Kier. This led to Morrissey preparing the dialogue day by day, dictating it to Pat Hackett at his studio. So he just wrote that shit on the fly, which is why it's so good.
Wow, how could you go wrong with such a process?
Here's an interesting one that, you know, these come off IMDb. So a lot of times I pull from Wikipedia as well. This is from IMDb. Who knows how accurate this is? But Nicholas Winding Refn, famed filmmaker who has made a lot of great movies, said that this film is the only one directed by someone else that he wished he would have made. Just doesn't seem like his style of movie, really. I mean, some of the gory stuff, I guess.
I'm blanking. I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Nicholas Winding Refn. He did Drive and that model movie with all the blood and guts in it.
Neon Demon.
Neon Demon. Thank
Only
you.
God Forgives.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen one of these films. So
He's got some good shit out there.
Bronson. I didn't know he did
He
that.
did Bronson. Fuck. Good
Oh,
shit.
screenplay by him. Sorry.
No. All right. Last bit of trivia. Dialogue from this movie is sampled in the song Carnal Fecophilia due to prolonged exposure to methane on the album Homivore by Californian death metal band Cattle Decapitation.
There's no way I'm going to see that band's name, their logo, and be able to read it. I know that just based on
I'm
everything
gonna
you
look
just
it
said.
up right now.
Yeah, well,
It's
it's
going
going
to be
slam
just
that into your ears.
spiky, veiny.
Where are they from?
nonsense.
What's the location?
They're from California.
And he did direct Bronson, by the way. Just a correction on that. It was
Nice.
just
Yeah, so he's
not
got
up.
some bangers under his belt. This feels like kind of
Grindcore Deathman. Man, Grindcore is still alive and well, huh?
alive and well.
Dude, you're right. Dude, you got it, Randy. Jesus
Of course.
Christ.
I don't know why the favorite thing in the hardest core segments is like it's like they all to my brain they all sound primarily the same, like the same guttural sounds over noise. So they differentiate themselves by having inscrutable typeface.
so they're all the same band,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna send it in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not an art appreciator, as we all know. So
Oh, I'm not an artist.
I hate art. That's
Just
all
a
the
capitalist.
trivia. That's all the trivia I got. Let's talk Cooter of the Week.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Capitalist Juice. Tell us all about Cooters, please.
Hello! Cooter's a character type and a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter, but we want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. Real quick, boys. Oh, crap. It won't let me chat and it won't let me share my screen without messing up Randy's sound. So, damn it, I can't show you this typeface. Damn it. Oh, well.
Trust me, I've seen it all before.
Yeah.
it's dude, it's you would never be able to read it. It's unbelievable.
That's like it's point of
I don't even know
pride,
how you would
with
create
grindcore bands. Is like,
yeah.
is it black on white? Is it black on white?
It's white on black, right?
The one, it's actually a picture of them like in a valley, and it's white. And then there's another one that is a black background, and it's like gold highlighted in red. So
I'm gonna make us. This is the next T-shirt. Is a straight chilling T-shirt.
Dude,
That's
that'd be
completely
grindcore, a street
grindcore style.
grindcore.
I love that.
That'd be
idea.
sick. Yeah. All right. Cool. Coming out next week, I think.
Coming out in probably 37.
Probably already on sale.
The
right
next shirt. I mean, what was the last shirt? What do we think? What was the last shirt we had?
I mean, it's
The next. Well, we do
it's
the
the
Halloween
Chilloween.
one. Every
Yeah.
Chilloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Before
okay.
that,
All right, that's
I
fair.
think-
limited time. Still available.
The
It's
Cooter,
still there.
I'm sure it is.
the Cooter Hunter shirt that's in Korean, I think.
Was it? Okay, that was
think.
probably about
The Yabo
four
shirt, you
Four
mean?
years.
Oh, the Yabo shirt.
That
What
was
I
probably
don't
about
read
4 years ago,
Korean, you know.
5 years ago.
I
Anyways,
speak English.
Boys,
Start for Yabbos, yeah.
who is our cooter this week? I think we've got infinite amount of choices.
An embarrassment of riches, don't we, boys?
We want to start with the Baron himself,
Sure.
Mr. Frankenstein.
Frankie.
Yeah, start with pathetic, because Jesus Christ, this is a blustering fucking dipshit. The entire movie.
Yeah, and he just gets worked at the end. So.
Oh my God.
Pathetic, manipulative,
Manipulative sexual deviant.
sexual deviance.
Banging a
Where did you get that idea? Was it when he put his hand into an open fucking wound while fucking this unwilling patient?
Oh, boys. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just about to fall out. Just a little bit of the red stuff. You just got a little red on you, Juice. Just got red on you.
I love when he admonishes Otto for looking. He's like, buddy, you are fucking a corpse
Yeah.
while fucking wrist deep inside of her fucking chest.
And talking to it. Wasn't he like dirty talking to it or something?
Something
like, you're going to
like that.
give me the race that I need or something.
Udo
At
was
that
just
point,
like,
say whatever. Like, you can't
And then
get any worse.
what was his line of like, sometimes you got to grab life by the gallbladder and fuck it
And
or
fuck it.
something.
Yeah.
something like that.
I think that is the exact line.
No, it's like life spurs from some shit like that.
That was
fuck it.
ridiculous.
Life
What?
can be found in
Ah.
grabbing life by the gallbladder and fucking it or some shit. Yeah, okay. I think we can convict based on that line alone.
So yeah, patheticness, manipulation, sexual deviancy, and
Arrogance.
overall pathetic and
all of it
arrogance.
ties
All
back
of
to his
it.
arrogance. So we
All
got
right,
King
maybe
Cooter on our
looking
hands.
at looking at tire. I don't know.
Just give it to him. Fuck it.
Sure. Okay. Let's go to who do we want to go
Overage
to? The
points.
Baroness or Otto?
She has more lines. Let's start with her.
Baroness. Okay. So manipulation. Yes.
Absolutely. Smug
Sexual
arrogance.
deviance.
Oh yeah, sexual
Smug
deviance.
arrogance.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
She's
she hits the big three.
arrogant. Yeah, she hits those big three. Looking at Tyre, she looks like an aristocratic lady at the time. It doesn't really rank.
Overall patheticness.
Patheticness. I mean, yeah.
I mean, she's
pretty
banging
pathetic.
corpses, so yeah.
She's
Yeah.
she like that's her price is like, well, let me bang this corpse and then you can do whatever you want. Like that's her big, like, Jesus Christ, lady, have some standards. Yeah, I guess she's married to her brother, so never mind.
Yeah. Otto, I think,
They
is
can share-
gonna hit all the
They can
same
share a
shit.
sexless cell.
Otto, sexual deviance. Yes.
Ooh, that tongue waggle, baby.
I don't know. Is he manipulating though?
I guess as much as Frankenstein. He's cutting people's heads off and shit.
That manipulation.
Yeah, but I don't think he's like actively manipulating anybody. He's maybe
It's not like
being
convincing
manipulated.
anybody to do anything.
No, he
No.
is pathetic as shit.
He
though.
is pathetic as shit. So
he
he's got
is,
two. We just need one more to
Sexual
convict.
deviance, for sure.
Well, that was
I
his.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
sexual deviance, patheticness, smug arrogance. Does he have
I
any
think there's-
lines
by the
on
end-
some smug arrogance?
I mean, he's arrogant enough to think that I don't know, like he tries to steal the fucking Baron's moves, which is also pathetic, by the way. And like
your
fuck
moves,
somebody,
guy.
fuck somebody wrist deep.
Whoa, Baron, I like your moves. gotta use that one next time.
Show me that gallbladder.
Some people do the yawn. Some people do the yawn and reach around, and the Baron and Otto here, they do the yawn and plug your fucking wrist into their chest cavity.
Killing that woman, but he's so surprised about it. Is he that stupid? I don't understand.
I don't know, man. The patheticness is off the charts with this guy. He's Renfield territory.
Oh yeah. So that's enough. That's enough to get him. We got 3 Cooters. How about our boy Nicholas? We want to give it to Nicholas?
I don't think so. I think he's a sexual deviant, maybe a little bit.
Maybe he's sexual deviant.
He's down to plow DTP.
Yeah. Which,
Definitely
nothing wrong with that.
No.
We're sex negative on this podcast? No, you shan't.
Not all of us.
We are all sex negative.
Can I be sex neutral?
I'm the sex positive. I'm sex already sex negative.
I'm sex 10 speed.
All over that mountain, buddy. Woo.
Pendulum is swinging all over the place here, boys.
Swinging like
all right.
That's at least 3. I don't know. Like I feel like he doesn't really manipulate anybody necessarily that I can recall. It's not that pathetic. He's just kind of like a dude trying to get his nut.
Just a dude.
Yeah. I mean, he's like called up to plow by his boss, basically. So
and he delivers. He answers.
And he does ultimately at least try his best to save his friend until shit goes sideways.
I think he's all right. I think we got the main 3.
We got him.
Yeah,
we got him.
Those kids, they're next. They're a few Cooters in waiting.
Oh yeah,
lock them up. You know what we got to do, boys? We got to talk about what we've been watching this week.
Whoa.
Hey, gang, what you been watching?
We can't skip 2 weeks in a row.
I know. It's impossible. This one is for the librarian. This one's for you. Randy, what you been
got a
watching?
dedicated segment.
Yeah, so let me see. I feel like it's been a while. I've been watching mostly the new thing that I've been watching with Beck has been The Pit, which I was recommended to me when the first season came out pretty heavily, and I just slept on it pretty bad. But that's for those who don't know, it's an HBO show starring Noah Wyle again in an emergency room, which is kind of what made me go, this is the show people are saying is good. This is a show This is a show already. It's called ER. But it is significantly better than that. And it is very, very engrossing. It's kind of does the 24 thing where it's every episode is an hour in the same day, at least in this first season so far. Want to say I'm 8 episodes into a 12 episode season. And yeah, it's very, very engrossing. I watch it with Beck, who's in the medical field, and from what they know about the stuff they're saying, it seems pretty legit. And so I don't know. I feel like they're talking over my head, but it's a little bit of that the Bear style competency porn, where it's man, these guys know what they're fucking doing. It's just fascinating to watch even characters do things in a competent way that is very specialized, and at the same time it has some pretty good emotional beats, great pacing, pretty rich characters. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. Let's see. I finally watched the James Gunn Superman. I think I mentioned that on the Slack, and I enjoyed it. I'm not at all the dude that's seeking out superhero movies these days of any kind. I think I missed the last 10 Marvels probably. I'm not watching any of the shows. I'm not watching a Star Wars. I'm not doing any of that shit. But this one, I just heard so much praise about it, and Beck and I were looking for something to passively watch, and I wound up, I like Nicholas Hoult, so that really kind of pushed me over the edge. Yeah, it's very, very fun. Comic movies are feeling more and more like actual comic books, which is both good and bad because comic books are a mess in and of themselves. They vary in quality wildly, and that's true of these. But this is pretty true to what I see Superman as being, even though I was never a big reader of that particular book. I enjoyed it. Started watching, but have not really continued, a show called His and Hers, starring John Barenthal and Tessa Thompson. It's sort of a thriller about a murder in Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. And I don't know, it's just kind of like, it's like it reminds me of All Her Fault, which I also mentioned. It's where it's got like incredibly good actors in there doing relatively like kind of pulpy storylines that is like that they're worthy of more than that. They're not given as much range to play with, but they are just capable enough themselves. So it makes it kind of fun to watch. I don't know if I'm going to continue with that one unless Beck wants to, but it's not. I don't know if I heavily recommend it personally. Love those actors though, and they do a good job for what it's worth. Also we watched live the Alex Hanold free solo climb of that fucking skyscraper in Taipei. That was fascinating to watch. I've never seen Free Solo the film, but it's the same guy, and who climbed an entire fucking massive ass skyscraper in Taipei without a rope, without anything, just climbed the side of it, like while being mic'd up and having fucking drones follow him and shit. It was wild. People were like waving to him from inside the glass, and he's just like, "Oh, hey, cool."
What the fuck?
It's very fucking crazy to watch. Let's see what else. Hades 2. I said I rolled credits on that. That's a great fucking game. I'm still playing this game, and there's so much goddamn content in this game. It's so addictive. The play cycle is so fun. I'm gonna stop mentioning it after this week, but man, can't stop recommending it. The fucking music is incredible. The fucking art style is incredible. And like I said, it's just an addictive game to play. So, and like somehow I feel like shit that you think is completely fucking impossible for you to do as I'm a medium to low skill level video game player, slowly actually becomes accessible to you, like in a way that's so organic that you don't even know it's happening really. Like I don't even realize how much more skill I'm acquiring as I'm playing. It's a very satisfying game. All right, play it. And then last, I saw Clue live on stage. I've been long awaiting this. This was the traveling company from New York, from Broadway, and I had a really good time with it. And it is like based on the screenplay of the film. So it's got a lot of the same beats, a lot of the same story, but of course it's adapted. So there's some changes. There's some lines that get shifted around. It's never, ever, ever going to touch my affinity for the film. It's one Tim Curry shy of ever being able to reach that goal, but it's a very fun show anyway. I had a good time with it. It's slapsticky. It's silly. It's more broad than the movie was, pretty much top to bottom, just a broader kind of comedy or performances. And that makes sense for a stage play where you have to project and all that shit. So I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite play I've ever seen. And it's not a musical, so I didn't have a lot of like amazing music to hang its hat on besides doing its rendition of the film score, which was cool. And a few of those songs like Shake, Rattle, and Roll and that sort of shit. Yeah, good time, man. I enjoyed it. I think that's it for me. Soju, what about you? What do you got going on?
Oh, since we did this last, I was catching up on a lot of the horror films from last year to fill out my list. So I watched Good Boy, Dangerous Animals, and Presence, and Dead Talent Society that I did mini cast on. So those were all solid. I watched the movie Hamnet, like Hamlet, but with an N. And that was solid. It was a really good movie. Yeah, I liked it. Pretty
I heard
good
things about that one.
Yeah, it was good. It's about Shakespeare. If you couldn't guess.
I thought it was about catching ham in a net.
Yeah, me too. I was a little disappointed.
Rum ham.
God damn.
So yeah, I went to this kind of little film festival, and they showed a movie called Kim's Video. Have y'all watched this or heard about it?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I can't place it.
It sounds so familiar. I'm thinking of Kim's Convenience, I think.
No, Bob, you would love it. It made me think about Bob the whole time. It's actually a documentary. It came out 2023, I think.
Oh yes.
Oh, about
I
the
do
New
remember
York
this coming up.
shop.
Yeah, about the New York
shop.
VHS place or whatever, which
Yeah.
I didn't realize. So the owner of that, well, he was Korean, but dude, that documentary just kept getting wilder and wilder and wild. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but essentially it's about this, it was about this big VHS place in New York that the owner would it was pretty cool. He would like call even film festivals, say like, hey, can you like we get screeners, but they would send him VHS tapes and he would like illegally record them and like put them so you could get movies that like we say, sometimes you're like never going to see a movie again. You know, you watch it. So he would have like VHSs in it. And eventually once, all the stores started closing down, he wanted to give his whole collection away. So he started this thing about like, who am I going to give it to? And then it ultimately ended up going to this city in Italy, and it just spirals. It gets like fucking crazy, and it's shot from this dude who wanted to know like what happened to this store and then what happened to all the tapes. Who's like, this guy's obsessed with movies and shit, and he shoots a like really rough style documentary. It was fascinating though. It was a fascinating watch.
I know at least some of it is residing in the Alamo Draft House in New York City, which I went there over last October, and they had like a big Kim's Video sign. I don't know if it's the original sign or not, but they had a shitload of VHS tapes that you could, if you're local, you could actually like rent them for free. And then so some of that stuff I assume still exists and is pretty cool. But I got to watch that documentary though. That sounds great.
I thought about you the whole time. It did have a kind of happy ending, as you can imagine, but the journey it took was you could never even predict like the crazy shit that happens. That's
nice,
really wild. Also, at that same festival, I watched Titan from Julia Ducournau. Titan, which this is another. I didn't really think about it when I booked the tickets. And then I realized it later, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm still going to go, because I invited my French buddy went with me to watch it. It was another one of those situations where I was like, oh, of course, it's a French movie, and they're playing it in Korea, so there is going to be no English. But since I had seen it like 3 times, I would just went with it anyways. And it's actually it's like the 3rd time I've done that. And it's quite interesting, because I can read the Korean pretty good, and I already know the story, and I know just a little bit of French. So it's a cool, different way to watch a movie. The only other thing I've been watching is, if you remember from last year, we got the new season of Singles Inferno, aka Mills Island, which is the Korean dating show. It actually has nothing to do with mothers at all. The MILFs.
MILFs and cereal.
But season 5 of Singles Inferno is now on Netflix, so I have been watching that. It is my trashy watch, but it's quite entertaining. So yeah, that's all I've been watching. Bob, what you been watching? Any MILFs?
So like moms
send
I'd
us
like
your
to
MILFs.
vacuum with.
It's actually no moms at all. It's just a dating show.
It's just plural, Bob. Come on.
Mills.
It's just plural.
Mills Island.
Sometimes you just get yourself a boatload of MILFs, and you just got to make yourself a reality show out of
Dude,
it.
that island's full of sandwiches. Let me get there. Let me get over there.
Whoa, Bob.
Booty sandwiches. All right, Bob, what you watching?
Damn. Sounds delish.
Oh.
Making me hungry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Just innocent, man.
Making me thirsty. Oh, boys.
Need a thick Sammy.
2, 3 C's.
I've been watching some shit.
Yes, that's what a boy likes.
I've been watching some shit.
I'm watching Mills make sandwiches, Bob.
Dude,
Sensuous
Threaten me
sandwich
with a good
making
time.
with your favorite MILFs.
it's the sloppiest. Joe, just fucking go to town on it. I've been watching 28 Days Later. Revisited the OG, and it still holds up quite well. That movie's great. Fantastic zombie movie. Also revisited The Thing because it was just
Not a zombie.
Yeah, no, it's a zombie.
Not a zombie.
They're infected.
Oh, God.
Revisited The Thing. It's been cold as fuck everywhere, so it seemed appropriate, and that movie turns out also holds up very well.
What?
It just got inducted into the Library of Congress, I read.
It sure did.
Good job, Congress. Really doing.
I know.
That's the important.
They did something.
That is something positive from Congress. Everyone, the Library of Congress, that is, not actual Congress.
Well, they can all just go on recess. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
The Thing.
They hate the library, but they love recess.
The Thing kicks some ass. Also blasted through both seasons of Gen V, which I'd seen all The Boys and just had never watched Gen V. And the last season of The Boys is coming along at some point this year. And it's good. It's like...
It's fine.
Yeah, it's like the lesser version of The Boys. I still had a good time with it, but I didn't like it quite as much as The Boys. But yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
It feels more like that. I liked it, but it felt like everything that they basically criticize Marvel about and The Boys, they just kind of became with Gen V. Just kind of becomes exactly the thing that they parodied.
Yeah, a fair criticism. Also watched The Keeper, or just Keeper? I think it's just Keeper. Yeah.
It's just Keeper.
Oz Perkins' latest movie. I wanted to get that
in. How was
that? It's probably my favorite that he's done in the past few years, but it's still not great necessarily. I would give it a light recommend, but it's more of a straight ahead horror movie, I guess. It's all right. I don't know. I just don't think I'm an Oz Perkins guy overall, but it's not bad.
Can't win you over, huh?
Can't do it, man. Just can't make it happen. Probably the most interesting thing I've been watching is this comedian that I just was completely unaware of. Sarah Sherman, I think, is her actual last name.
Sarah Squirm.
Yeah, Sarah Squirm. She's got a stand-up special that's new to HBO. Did you watch that, Randy?
No, I've been meaning to. She's big with the UCB circuit in New York. I remember before she was on SNL, she was making appearances. I want to say she was making appearances on MNN with Gethard Show type people and stuff like that.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I just never heard of her. I don't watch SNL. I didn't know she was an SNL member until after I watched this special. The only reason I found out about it is because it was in Fangoria, and I was like, this comedian is using practical effects and gory stuff in her stand-up routine. I was like, I have to watch that. So I put it on, and it's disgusting and filthy, and I kind of loved it. So I would very much recommend that shit. It's like a fucked up Pee-wee's Playhouse, by way of John Waters, who quite intentionally introduces her in the very beginning of it. It definitely has his kind of vibe, but in a way that I can tolerate a little better in general. It's funny. It's relentless. Her energy level is at a fucking 11 for the entire hour. It uses some interesting audio and visual stuff too. It's got a lot more going for it than just someone standing up there with a microphone. It's pretty interesting. I really liked it. That's on
But
Max.
it is a live performance recorded, right?
It is. Yeah. She's up there for an hour doing her thing. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't cut away. It doesn't have interstitials or, anything like that. But yeah, I would recommend the hell out of it. Check it out. Sarah Squirm live and in the flesh. And that's what I have been watching. We do have one more voicemail to get to, so let's go ahead and wrap up with our Hotline Screams.
Hotline Scream.
If you guys would like to call in and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. We're going to hear from our friend Matt today. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, it's Bridge Troll Matt. I was just calling in for your top 10 of the year episode. I was going to give you all my top 5 because frankly there wasn't a lot of good horror this year, and it's baffling. This year looks like it's going to be a lot better. But to start off, I got 2 honorable mentions. I got Dead Lover, which I saw at the Overlook Film Festival. It was just a type of movie I had never seen before. A lot of it was done in front of a black backdrop, and it was mostly a comedy with horror elements, and I fucking loved it. I wish they would make more movies in that style. Maybe not necessarily a comedy, but definitely in that style. I think you could do a lot with a little that way. The second honorable mention is Ash, which is a sci-fi horror. It's the only sci-fi horror on this list, really, and I enjoyed it immensely. The soundtrack was also amazing. I bought the soundtrack as soon as I left the theater. My number 5 is Together. It seems to be a romantic horror is making a play. It is becoming more prevalent. I enjoy it. It was body horror, but there was also, it talked a lot about just relationships in general, and I thought it was very good. My number 4 is Weapons. I'm sure y'all talked about that a lot. No need to go into that. 3 is Companion, which is also sci-fi horror, but they hide it at the beginning. I don't know if that got very high on y'all's list, but I enjoyed it immensely. Again, romantic horror where they're talking about relationships and how everything works. My number 2 is It Ends, which is the movie about the group of friends in a car, and just the people talking back and forth, and just the breakdown of how different people deal with problems and trauma really shined in that movie. It was all no-name actors, and I think every one of those people did a great job. And my number 1 is Bring It Back. This group of guys, it's the second movie they made where it was my favorite horror movie of the year, and they knocked it out of the park. I'm sure y'all talked about that a lot too, but Bring It Back was my number 1. It really scared shit on me, and I thought about that movie a lot after I left the theater. Anyway, man, I can't wait to hear y'all's list, and y'all have a good day. Bye.
I don't think I've even heard of Bring It Back, actually.
Bring Her Back is what he's talking about, right?
That's what I thought it could. Okay. Yeah, that tracks, actually.
It threw me off at first, too, which is crazy that one word can just completely throw you off.
That could be the title of another movie. Bring Her Back is what Matt's talking about.
He brought up a lot of stuff from Overlook that I wasn't sure if it officially came out and stuff, but It Ends. You guys gushed about that movie, and I missed it at the festival.
Yeah, that is one of the. So Letterboxd is doing this thing where it's picking movies up, and you can rent them off of their platform. And It Ends, I think, might have been the first movie they did that with. But I didn't want to include it in our list for this year because I read an article saying Neon picked it up and it's going to get a theatrical distribution in 2026 at some point. So
damn, Neon.
Yeah.
Man, I was just movies. I mean, I was really psyched to see that movie, but the Letterboxd thing, as cool as it is, it was like $25 for a rental.
Yeah, it was expensive. I thought about rewatching it until I saw the price point. Shit. Yeah, I was like,
that's
wow,
crazy to me.
Rental.
But I think, that should be coming out in theaters at some point this year from Neon. And it's a first-time filmmaker out of FSU. It's just a bunch of people in a car, and it's very engaging, and definitely would recommend that. Dead Lover, I don't know if you can rent that or not, but if you can rent it, it's like an interesting comedy, and it looks like a stage play the way it's shot. It's like you're in a black box theater or something, and it's very funny and just feels original. It's got I don't know, just like a very hands-on DIY kind of vibe to it, and it's funny. It's good shit.
It really does feel like a stage play. Yeah, I'm glad he brought that up. I wasn't sure whether that counted as a release for this year either, but I liked it quite a bit. I don't think it would have made my top 10, but yeah, man, it's the aesthetic is interesting. It's basically like silent film aesthetic, essentially, but with audio, with sort of like an intentionally rough audio, and rough visual or whatever, with very stage production level aesthetics as far as the costuming and all that stuff. In fact, I think it's 3 or 4 actors playing
multiple
like
roles,
4 or 5 roles each or something.
Yeah, it's funny.
Grace Glowicki, I think is the name of the director / star. Yeah, I like that movie a lot. And over time, I think Ash was my number 1 pick from Overlook, but over time that has lost its luster for me. And I kind of think Ted Lover might be the top of the heap for me from Overlook last year, or close to it.
You love art, Randy. That makes sense.
You're an art lover.
Art. You're an art boy.
Almost as much as money.
But not as much.
Yeah, Ash, I believe, is still on Shudder. If you want to check that out, Flying Lotus's newest movie. Solid. Yeah, the soundtrack is fucking great. That dude can make some damn music.
Yeah,
incredible.
He's a good
music.
Producer for sure. Music producer.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, man. That was a solid list, and a lot of those we didn't actually even touch on. On our wrap up episode. So perfect.
It's tough with these festival releases because I've never unless I know that they came out to the broad audiences. I'm not sure whether to include them.
Yeah, we try to toe the line on that. If it gets a wide release, we'll talk about it. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for It Ends this year. Check it out. That's all the voicemails we got. Again, if you guys would like to call in, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Do you fellas have any prompts you want to throw out for next week?
Oh, next week is Friday the 13th, part 2.
Part Deuce.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, part Deuce is what we're watching?
Yeah, we're finally deucing it.
Oh, is that just, if we just pick it, or?
That's a Bob pick, a host pick.
Oh, host
I'm curious,
pick
we've
Bob.
done...
Bob, you've been wanting to go for that one for a long time.
I put it on at least 3 or 4 polls and it never wins.
Yeah, you know what?
We got
these host picks, and that's why we get to,
We had a poll like a while ago that it was on that was like just all sequels, part twos.
Yeah. And I think Nightmare won, didn't it?
I think Nightmare did win that one.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, maybe that's the question to me is like, what, name your favorite part Deuce horror films.
Name your favorite Deuce.
Yeah.
Name your favorite number 2 Deuce.
your favorite Deuce movie. I also want to know, since this is going to be releasing 2 days before Friday the 13th, the first of 3 Friday the 13th of the year. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Call in or give us a rank. If you want to run the whole list.
Yeah. We've done that before, Bob, and no movie has come out since then, so it stands. I guess
same answers
from like 5 years ago. It stands.
But there is the perennially the rumors, but I think that they just they legitimately are making the next one now, aren't
they? Make a Christmas one, you coward.
Oh, it's the show. That's right.
Show.
Yeah, there's a show
show.
They already tried that.
It is like I don't know. It might suck, but it is at least
right. The Camp Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake. It's being produced by A24 and Paramount. I think it's like a co-production, and then it's like a prequel, I guess, where it's like primarily about like before Jason drowns at the camp, so it's focusing on his mom.
Oh. Linda Cardellini
is
Pam Voorhees.
Yeah.
That woman
Pam
could get me to watch
Voorhees.
basically anything. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, so it might not suck, but we'll find out. I don't know. Prequel stuff is like,
TV stuff. I just never want to watch it.
It's just like the time.
I couldn't even make it all the way through that dairy show. Like, it's just, if they could make it like 4 episodes, they always just want to make it like 12 or some stupid number. And it's like, guys,
I just don't want.
We're adults, man.
Just making a movie, man. I don't want to do this.
Just make an hour and a half long movie.
They've already shot that whole show, so it should be coming out this year at some point.
Okay.
I'll watch for Linda.
I'm sure we'll get another Friday the 13th movie before too long, since they're able to make shit again. I don't know why they didn't just start with a movie. That's what people want. But
yeah, I would say 4 or 6 Friday the 13th. I always bounce it back and forth. I think 6 is more fun. 4 is more
straight slasher. Yeah,
I guess
respectable.
Yeah. 4 is probably the pinnacle of Jason as a legitimate villain, and 6 is like fucking Tasmanian devil shit. It's fun.
Just full comedy.
4 and 6, yeah.
Standouts for sure. And Tune in next week. We'll be talking about Friday the 13th Part 2. Slam it into your eyeballs. It is that just got a 4K release this week in honor of its 45th anniversary. That movie's 45 years old.
Oh,
let me go
hey, Juice,
ahead and
this might
pick that
interest
up.
you. It looks like, and I could be wrong, but it looks like Crystal Lake is going to be just 6 episodes.
Okay.
Good.
At least.
But
That's
it's an hour and
achievable.
45 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours an episode.
It's 6 full-length films. And this
it's
one.
We couldn't
It's
make
8
a film,
episodes.
but we could make 6 episodes that are an hour and 45 minutes.
It's 8 episodes. I'm sorry.
Fucking Randy.
Now I'm not interested.
Maybe
I
they'll be
don't
30
wish.
minutes long.
If they're 45 minutes,
What if they're as long as like an episode of fucking
maybe? But
Aqua Teen
still, we're
Hunger
talking about like
Force?
4. We're still talking about 4 movies. If you have 8 episodes and they're only 45 minutes, that's 4 movies. Just make one movie.
They can make one. It's a prequel. We know where the end point is already.
Yeah. They had to make a bunch
I
of
don't know.
cider with Jason's hockey mask on it first, guys. That was way more important. And then the commercial. Don't forget they had to shoot a commercial for whatever cider company.
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I'm ready to complain with you guys next week.
We're old and we're crotchety.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
They don't make them like this anymore.
God damn. I used to drink straight out of the hose.
They just don't make deuces like this anymore.
Straight out of the Back in my day, we used to know how to craft a fine deuce. Check it out. Get ready for next week's show. Until then, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Margariti.